Hello, my name is Erica Gibson, and my team partner is Melissa Widmann. And this is our voiceover regarding experiential learning and a review of the literature surrounding this topic for EDU 7244. In examining experiential learning, one must first look at its opposite. And in this case, the opposite I'm describing is the banking system of education as described by Freire 1998, one in which the teacher views students as merely receptacles of information and just continues to dump knowledge, and there's no true creation or application of what is learned. In experiential learning, the teacher allows the students the opportunity to create and to reflect. And in this short video clip that we provide of Sarah Hendren with Olin College, it shows how she provides her students just that, the opportunity to apply their engineering technical knowledge to a real-world problem. In this example of the problem-posing educational model that Freire 1998 so beautifully describes, the problem-posing educational model is one where there's a team mindset that guides production. And in the video, we see a perfect example of an environment in which it's not just the students who are learning, but the teacher as well. And Freire goes on to add that in a learning environment where the teacher provides a traditional banking educational model to education, this is an attack against critical consciousness. And critical consciousness, as defined by Kolb 2009, is reflection and action on the world in order to transform it. And Sarah Hendren so beautifully provides a way for her students to reflect and act on the issues surrounding people with disabilities and how engineering can help to shape positive experiences with the world around them.
I'm an artist in an engineering school, and I never would have imagined this current state of my practice. My background's in fine arts, painting. I have a master's degree in cultural history, intellectual history. I left that PhD program in history even after I'd done my dissertation research because I was dissatisfied, I think, finally with what felt like the available results of my work, which were conference papers and this kind of thing. I went back to making art, a kind of studio practice, had some shows and exhibitions for paintings, and then started getting into kind of new genre public art in LA. And I thought, oh, this is a way of working that could weave together in artifacts all this training that I've had in my disposition toward history and critical theory, but it would be in the making practice itself. Here is a conceptual practice that can hold those things together and pose questions in public and so on. And right about that time, the eldest of my 3 children was born, my son, Graham, who has Down syndrome, and he's now 11. So this was 2006. And watching him and the way our life changed with respect to the medical industrial complex around disability is sort of like all those elements of my training, and then this politics, kind of everything sort of came together. Can there be a way to look at and shape and manipulate at all these scales the way that bodies are being produced, abled and disabled bodies are being produced by the built environment? Can I propose a kind of question-asking artistic practice, but inside the belly of the beast, as it were? Like, can it be in the lab? Can it be in the lab? Can I invite students and collaborators to do some work in engineering, which after all is shaping profoundly not only all of our lives and our bodies, but especially, disproportionately, people who have atypical bodies and minds? engineers that I work with are technically trained and have a disposition to see the built environment. Their most powerful attribute is that they see the built environment as malleable because they understand how it works and it's unblack boxed for them. But we live in a time where our devices and things are increasingly black boxed from us unless we are engineers. And so to work with people, it's enchanting to work with people who think, oh, this shouldn't be as it is. We should just, this chair and the lights and all these things could be otherwise. To work with people who know the how. So to work with people who know the how is profoundly productive for me because I feel like I'm supplying a why. I have an ongoing project that predated my coming to Olin, which is called Slope Intercept, and it's about the incline plane, or ramp, which is a simple machine. And it started out as this suite of 5 ramps that do a kind of odd, unexpected Venn diagram kind of meaning in urban space, and that is that they're ramps for wheelchair use and for skateboarders. We tend to think of skateboarding as a virtuosic and athletic use of the city, and we tend to think of wheelchair use as a tragic and medical use of the city. And what I'm hoping by forcing those things to cohere is that actually you become uncertain about who's using which kinds of incline planes for what. And so those ramps are over-engineered to take a full-grown person in a heavy motorized chair. They meet a gray area in the architectural code of the Americans with Disabilities Act. A big piano hinge, they've got casters to move around. They are functional objects, but really their primary life is as conceptual objects. And so I started to think a lot about ramps in the built environment. And then I got a call from a wheelchair dancer named Alice Shepard, who uses a chair, has a dance practice, choreographer. And she said, I really wanted a ramp for the stage. I don't think it's been done before. And somebody told me that you're the person to call. So Alice came to campus. We had a kind of what we call a micro-residency at Olin. We were just able to assemble all these conditions by which physics could be happening for this expressive end. So then we handed off the plans to a professional stage shop, and now she's had it installed here in New York and in the Bay Area. So that's an example of a kind of one collaborator makes possible a deep engagement in STEM, traditional STEM, and also a deep engagement in these kind of humanitarian concerns, disability studies driven design practice. The stakes are high for disability rights and politics. They just are. I think all of my work is not only a restless kind of practice between problem solving and the work of expression, but an extended argument, not just for design as research, but an extended argument that any sufficiently thorny and high stakes topic like disability and culture actually begs for all those things. In other words, that no one approach would ever suffice.
Sarah Hendren's work centers around how her students interact with the learning environment, and this is the real beauty of her student-led project. Kolb 2009 advises that individual learning style preference is birthed out of experiences and not merely a psychological trait that people possess. Moreover, there are 9 different types of learning styles that Kolb describes, such as experiencing, reflecting, thinking, acting, diverging, assimilating, converging, accommodating, and balancing. The experiential learning project in this video highlights 5 out of the 9 learning styles provided by Kolb: balancing, accommodating, diverging, reflecting, and experiencing. However, even those who may not be prone to specific learning modalities revealed through Sarah Hendren's work would still benefit from this experience because of Kolb's definition of learning style as birthed from instructional events versus psychological traits. Therefore, one can make an inference that learning style is a trait that can develop over time. The balancing learning style defines individuals who can change or adapt to any environment. Therefore, this type of student would thrive in the context of Sarah Hendren's project because any missing piece to the teamwork they can provide. The accommodating learning style defines individuals who learn best from hands-on experiences, and this project highlights this description in every way. As students build a ramp for Alice Shepard to dance on. The diverging learning styles defines individuals who thrives in a group environment because they prefer experiences with collective brainstorming and team tasks. This type of person would contribute to Sarah Hendren's team very well. Similarly, the individual preference of the reflecting learning style would also excel in Sarah Hendren's team project because they enjoy group work, particularly team discussions. This type of learning style is a necessary component of any project, the size and scale of Sarah Hendren's. Lastly, an individual with an experiencing learning style also enjoys group work, particularly hands-on experiences that involve real-world problems.